Okay, so at this point we've talking. I've spoken to Kelly and Maggie, and now we're gonna talk to Tweety. Tweety, okay, I'll tell you something, ha? Si Tweety, like I was in college, I still in school, and I was sort of wondering what I was gonna do, like for work. So I was taking up business management in LaSalle, pero sabi ko parang that's not what I wanna do. So parang I wanna write. So I sent out like my resume to 250 places. And then most of it I sent to magazines. I really wanted to work in Agenda. I don't know if you remember that magazine, Agenda. It was such a like forward thinking magazine, and I really wanted to work in Agenda. But I also sent my resume to Preview. And then it was the only Preview that had gotten back to me. Tapos as a first assignment, they sent me to write an article about Tweety De Leon. And my whole career, my first celebrity interview ever was Tweety De Leon. And I remember her to be such an elegant woman. She welcomed me into her home, and it was such a homey place. It was in San Juan, in Green Hills. And I wrote the article thinking of her, and I remember just looking at her and just like being very, very amazed at her beauty. So, syempre, this was the first celebrity I ever really had to write for. Tapos sabi ko talaga, ang ganda ni Tweety. Sobra, Pilipina talaga yung pagkaganda niya. So, sabi ko parang, okay, she's my peg. So, hindi pa nga uso yung word na peg, peg ko na siya. And then that article came out on Preview. It was on Cocoon. And then like Summit sort of had like a parang spin-off of Cosmopolitan, and it was called Cosmo Bride, and the editors were Tweety De Leon and Apple Sabirin, and I was, one of the contributing writers, and like I got to work with her as an editor. So parang that has been such a great, experience. Like growing up watching her in Okay Cafe Rico, sabi ko parang, oh my God, I remember the iconic like haircut, and she was such a supermodel, and parang ako talaga parang every time I see her or every time I encounter her, parang ako talaga parang, okay, this is the woman I wanna be. Ganun ko siya ka-idol. Like, I only have a few idols in my life, and it's Corina Sanchez, and it's her. And I don't know anybody else. But this woman, I asked her, sabi ko sa kanya, sabi ko sa sarili ko, parang, okay, so my topic is gonna be about love and the multifaceted woman. And parang, naisip ko parang, the person that exemplifies this the most is, of course, the OG supermodel of the Philippines, Tweety De Leon. So she's here, she's watching. Sabi niya, I'm just here. Wait, I can't find her. Medyo nalasing na Mia. Sabi niya, I'm just here. So I can't find her. So how do I do this? Tweety, if you're here, can you send a request to go live? Otherwise, I have to pause it and like message her. Paano ko siya mahahanap? Ayan, nakita ko na siya. Insta-G, watching you. Sorry. Friends, followers, this is the one and only supermodel of the Philippines, Tweety De Leon-Gonzalez.
Hi, G.
Napuyat ka ba?
Oh, no.
What time is your bedtime?
To be honest with you, I'm already in my room by this time, but I'm not asleep.
I'm so sorry. Are you drinking tonight on this Monday night?
Ay, nako. Monday night, Tuesday night, it's all the same. It's Groundhog Day,
Kamusta ka na?
How are you? Yeah, I
Okay.
remember
I'm
when you
okay.
wrote for me, G.
Ano?
I remember clearly when you wrote for me, I said, galing
Ay,
naman
thank
ito,
you.
Pat.
Thank
Oh,
Thank you. I remember your first home. It was on the top of the garage in San Juan. Tama ba ako?
that's right, because I lived with my in-laws. That was my
Oo.
in-laws house. It's a nice, spacious, beautiful house in San Juan with a beautiful lawn. And my husband and I, when we just got married, we lived with them for 9 years, and we were
Wow, ang tagal.
yeah. So
And you
we've
made
moved.
such a cozy home. Parang I remember your house, and it was so homey. And
Yeah.
parang talagang it's a place that you really want to live at. Parang ikaw talaga, it was you. It was your personality.
Yeah. I really enjoyed my time there. I had very happy memories. It was a very small space for us, but we fit. We were we were a family of 5. I had 3 kids then, making siksikan in one small. And then my husband said, "I'm ready for another baby." I said, "Well, we can't, so we'll have to look for another place." So we did. We're now in the south, and as with
Alabang?
family, yeah,
You're in
yeah,
Alabang. You know what? I was chatting with Romina the
yeah.
other day on Facebook. How often do you get to see Romina?
Okay, for your many viewers, Rumina is a former model, and she's my sister-in-law, married to the young
Yes. She
brother.
also works for Metro.
That's right. That's right. Do you know she started with me also? She wrote for me.
Ano?
Yeah, yeah. In Cosmo Bride, and then
Oh my God,
eventually
pareho kami.
at home. Yes, yes, yes. That's how she found her calling in writing first, and then editing and styling. She
You're so
did.
beautiful, Miss Tweetie.
I'm nothing compared to you. Oh my
Oy,
God.
wow. Grabe naman. Supermodel of the world. O, tapos?
So, well, they've moved to Canada.
Nasa Canada na
Years
pala si
back.
Romina.
Yeah, nasa Canada na sila. Although we get to FaceTime or, Zoom every so often. But we were together for a family holiday before the lockdown. We were so
Talaga? That's fun.
fortunate that all of us were able to take a vacation during New Year's. And, yeah, so all's
Oo,
good.
kasi naalala ko, Gonzalez brothers, yung napakasalan yung dalawa. Ikaw ba nag-intro?
Yes, yes, mag-in-laws kami.
Hindi, ikaw nag-intro. Ikaw nag-intro.
No, no.
They met each other this separately.
Separately, because small world, one of her best friends is the first cousin of my husband and my brother-in-law, and that's how they met. They were good friends from LaSalle.
Wow,
Yeah,
fantastic. Fantastic. I remember you when I was a kid and I was watching Vic Soto's and ano yun, parang okay ka fairy ko. And I remember your iconic haircut. Do you remember your haircut? Yung
yes.
yung bunot cut?
Yeah. Super, super short, and it was so funny because it was I was in the process of growing it out. I've had long hair all my life, so sometimes you get bored, diba? You change your look, you want to change your hair. You start with the hairstyle when you want to change your look, right?
That's
So
true.
I like chopping off my hair. Kaya lang, my hair is fine. It's super straight and it's talagang flat. So when it's short, it's just not as nice as everyone else's short hair. So I changed.
Yeah.
And
Was your showbiz stint after na your supermodel of the world?
yes. Maybe.
I remember your pageant kasi I remember the closest that we came to was I was talking to Melanie Marquez about it. She was first runner-up, but the elite people wanted her in New York. But she opted to come back to the Philippines to make a movie out of her life.
Yeah.
And she won Best Actress. And then you entered the same pageant, Supermodel of the World, di ba?
Model of the World. That was Mimi kasi was discovered in New York. She was already modeling there. And I think, if I have my story right from her, that she was invited to join the competition and she was asked to represent the United States. And she begged off. She said, if I'm going to join this, I want to represent my own country.
True.
Yeah.
Fairness to her.
So that's how it came to be. And then maybe the eventual organizers here in the Philippines.
Elite.
No. Elite is as another modeling. Yeah, that's Look of the Year. That's their competition. This is Supermodel of the World by Eileen Ford. So those are 2 different agencies. So I guess they decided that with Melanie doing so well in the States, well, maybe we can bring the franchise of the competition here to the Philippines. And that became the first official Supermodel because it was held here. But, Mimi is still my predecessor. She's my ate in the industry. I learned so.
Iconic talaga, iconic.
Super, super. And if you get to meet her talaga and talk to her,
I know her. We're friends. We're friends. Yeah. And
it's
binibini. Kasi
amazing.
binibini din siya eh. Bakit
Yeah.
hindi ka nagbinibini?
Good question. Well, I don't know if it was for me.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Mas model yung track mo kaysa beauty queen.
yes, kasi parang nag-umpisa na ako sa modeling and then I just got so involved in that career, which is why in the beginning, I was very hesitant to join Okay Cafe Rico because I felt I was going to get sidetracked from what I was doing because by then I was already leading the organization, PMAP.
PMAP? Ah, wow. Fairness.
At that time, I was so young and I was so intimidated. So I felt like I had so much on my plate and I just didn't want to, um, you know, get out of focus
True.
as far as my career was concerned. So that was that. So I poured all my time, my blood, sweat, and tears into that. And eventually, I gave in to Okika and sa awa ng Diyos, I stayed there for
Nairao.
6 years.
Oo, magaling ka. Magaling ka talaga. Tsaka Charito Solis yun, girl. Charito Solis.
Grabe working with Tita Chan.
Oo. Tita Ato.
We were like a family talaga there. It
Oo.
was
Of
family.
course, after
Mom,
you came Lala Flores, di ba? Parang, pero kasi, di ba, ikaw talaga yung OG. So,
no, sorry. After me was Marilen Espino.
Marilen, and then,
And then,
I mean, like, down the line, Lala Flores din, di ba? Supermodel din siya. But I meant, like, ikaw talaga yung OG. Like, pag sinabing Filipina supermodel, kumbaga, kung legend, kung Cindy Crawford, ikaw yon, di ba? Tapos Cindy Crawford ka talaga kasi yung anak mo, si Sabina, kaya
yeah.
Gerber ng Pilipinas, di ba? Parang, anong nararamdaman mo na yung legacy mo? I mean, like, of course, 3 beautiful boys and 1 gorgeous girl, di ba? And then, siya yung naging supermodel then like you. So, it just like, parang do you see the parallel between like you and Cindy Crawford and Kaya Gerber and Sabina? How proud does that make you? How did she stumble upon this industry?
Well, it's not something that I realized on my own. Some friends would just, send me clips of the comparison, and I was amused by it.
Oo.
I didn't really take it to heart. But,
Maganda ka kay Cindy Crawford pala, by the way.
oh wow, that's
Oo.
sobra naman, G.
Pilipina kasi ang gusto ko. Mas maganda ka talaga. Cheekbones kaya.
Siya rin naman. But, the thing with Sabina is, I'm so proud of her because she got discovered on her own. She started modeling because this was the circumstance. It was my 2 sons, Lorenzo and Nicolas, who were invited by Joey Samson to do a show for him for the Fashion Ball of Keren.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were all there in support of...
Asa na si Karen? Hindi siya nagpo-post lately.
Oo nga eh. Oo nga. So anyway, my 2 boys were doing the show. We're walking for Joey. And Sabina was there to watch her brothers taking photos. There she was discovered. There was going to be a show for Maureen Dicini.
Okay.
2 weeks after for Inquirer Red.
I was there. Yeah.
Yes, she was there. That was her debut show. And she was asking me for tips, how to walk. And I'd like you to develop your own style because if I teach you, baka magpapakang 80.
Kinabahan ka? Kinabahan ka? As a mom?
No naman, because I knew the expectation wasn't going to be, they know.
Kasi syempre galing sa Tweetie De Leon line. So syempre, di ba pag OG supermodel, parang malaking pressure for the spawn, di ba? Parang, how did you feel when she was asking you for advice? Kasi I remember I was watching a Cindy Crawford interview, tapos parang, oh my God, Kaya is so much better than me. Parang supermodel na nga si Cindy, diba? Parang, what did you tell her when she said that parang, okay, what are the tips that I can get from you?
Well, what I advise her mostly is about professional ethics. in terms of style, modeling style, how to pose, how to walk, I'd like her to develop her own.
On her own. Yes.
Yeah, so you know, it becomes more natural for her. And what I always remind her is, if there's work, you can't just go to work unprepared, because that was my training. In anything in this world, whatever it is that you do, that you get yourself into, don't just try to wing it. You need to come prepared. You need to research, practice. You need to sleep early. Do all things necessary, because that's part of professional ethics. That's part of taking care of your career. If you want longevity in it.
Yes. Yes. Like you still model.
Hindi na.
Hindi, nagpo-model ka pa. Nag-endorse ka pa eh.
Well, yeah, oo. But I don't
Pero Tweety, syempre, di ba, parang you were already very successful on your own as a single woman. Di ba? Parang bihirang-bihira talaga yung na-realize na niya yung self niya before, like for a woman in the Philippines, before they get married, di ba? What was the circumstance when you met Mon? Ang gwapo pala ni Mon, habang tumatanda pala si Mon, lalo siyang sumasarap, ha? Congrats!
Diba?
Oo! Siyempre, ikaw kasi talagang iconic, eternal beauty. Pero si Mon, my God, mas lalong gumagwapo. So, what was the circumstance around meeting him?
You know, it's a
Parang
real...
kinikilig ka. Kinikilig ka.
I'm so arty.
Biglang lumaki yung ngiti mo.
Oh my God. I'm not normally maarte. But if we're talking about this, story kasi is long. It's
Okay lang. Go.
okay. The funny thing is, we met through our exes.
Who? Spell. Who?
Okay, but we didn't hit it off immediately. I mean, so that's the circumstance of our meeting. So many years down the line, we lost touch. And then when I was already single, meaning I was no longer seeing anyone, one of his best friends was courting me.
Sinulot ka!
That's why I tease him, you sneaky snake.
Oo, sinulot ka.
Then, diba? I'm just as guilty. But anyway, we're back. I told naman his friend, I really enjoy his company, but I didn't want to lead him on naman. I really like being his friend. So, but anyway, we were still hanging out as friends. But he didn't know. Mon was already making me ligaw, and we were already dating. He would already visit me in shows, pick me up. And then,
Sumasama ka naman.
oh, syempre, diba? And, he has this mysterious air about him. He's very
Sobra, I don't even know what he's about. So up to now, I don't know what he's about. Like, he's such a blank page to me.
Yes, that's how it was to me too. Pero, di ko siya mabasa.
Okay, exactly. Same.
Di ko alam na he's already eyeing me. He's already, he had already plans. Kasi medyo bland yung face. He's very, very quiet. He's not very talkative. He's very shy. Pero, eto na. I remember, I was still taping for Okay Ka. Wait, baka nakikinig siya dito eh.
Secret ba?
Hindi naman, pero baka sabihin...
Niligawan ka ba ni Vic Soto?
Ha?
Niligawan ka ba ni Vic Soto?
Hindi.
Okay, good.
Hindi.
Professional.
So, I remember when I was still in Okay Ka, during our taping was in ABS every Tuesday.
Oo.
Every Tuesday. So, every Tuesday, we start at 4, our call is 4 p.m. So, mga 6 p.m.
Roll.
Hindi, meron akong nare-receive na message sa beeper. Beeper pe, easy call. I
8
would
characters. Oo.
Yeah, so it's a message from this anonymous messenger.
Okay.
Hey, I saw you last weekend in Faces or in Euphoria
Nasaan ang Faces? Sa Quezon City ba yung Faces?
in Makati.
Ah, okay, Makati.
Yeah, so those were our clubs then.
Narinig ko na yan. Narinig ko na yan. Nag-aaral pa ako niyan. Oo.
Ouch! But yeah. So every Tuesday, I would receive a message from this person with a code name.
Okay.
And I would freak out. I
Hindi
would,
ba nagagaling yung saxophone?
yes, there's
Okay,
music.
ang sexy ang sexy. Okay lang, okay lang, okay lang. I love it. Background music.
Because kanina my son was here having a drink with me. So
Okay.
anyway, I would freak out because, my God, who's this stalker? I would show it to the staff who became my good friends. So anyway, that was that. He wasn't courting me yet at that time. Obviously, the point of the story is I found out eventually that was him.
It was one.
It was Mon. It was going on for a long time, but he wasn't making me ligaw yet.
Okay.
So and I really had no idea. When I see him out, he doesn't like me, that he likes me. Yung pala, he follows me around because I was medyo lakwachera. I was a late bloomer eh.
Lahat naman ng models.
Na ano, late bloomer or
Lahat ng models, lakwachera.
ako late na ako nag-start maging lakwachera. I was already in my mid-20s.
Okay.
So I would hop from one club to another, disco. He would follow me around.
Okay. And then you would see him, of course, definitely. Nakikita mo siya. Kasi syempre, di ba, parang, oh my God, tisoy. Mahilig ka sa tisoy?
So I would think, because that's where everyone goes anyway, so it's not unusual for me to see him out. But anyway, there was one evening, I was coming home late, driving all the way from Makati to where I lived in Quezon City. I was living in Quezon City with my parents at that time. And I had a little too much to drink.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm super I was super kaskasera na driver.
Okay. Okay. Same. Oh.
So and then all the way from Makati, I was speeding along EDSA, and I knew I was doing something that I shouldn't. So I would call someone. That person was the EP of Okika. Because
Okay
I
ka.
wait. I know
Oh.
this is mga 3 in the morning. I'd call. Hey, if something happens to me, I'm in this part of EDSA. Hoy, Tweetie,
Ang
don't...
responsible mo naman.
Yan ang pagka-control freak ko.
Oo. I remember you telling me in that first interview that I had, I'm very anal. I like to be in control.
Yeah, and I have to learn. I really have to learn to let go. Now
Okay nga yung trait na yun eh. Okay yun for me, ha?
But sometimes it's not required. But anyway, so going back to my story.
Oh.
All the way from Makati in EDSA, along EDSA, I was cruising. I would see a Benz following me. A white Benz. I see it in my rear view mirror. I know it's following me because I'm kaskasera. I would weave in and out of lanes until finally I came across this service vehicle. It was like a Tamaraw. I don't know if you know what Tamaraw.
Yes, yun ang service ko sa school. Tama raw. Oo.
Kasi yung iba hindi na nila alam kung ano yung Tamaraw eh, di ba?
Alam natin yan, tama raw. Alam natin yan.
So anyway, it was too slow for my speed. So I was catching up and it wasn't going any faster. So I decided to switch lanes to overtake or, to switch lanes. And when I switched lanes, I saw that the lane was already in front. I was in front of the rail going up the flyover.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So I freaked out, and I knew that if I slammed on the brakes, I'm going to turn turtle. And I checked my side mirror. I don't know. I wasn't confident if I was going to make it back into the
Okay.
where I came from. So I just said, "Oh my God, Mama Mary, dear God, dear Jesus, please get
Protect me.
out of this predicament, and I promise you I'll never drink and drive again. This is my promise." So obviously I made it because I'm here with you now. My hair is standing. So, you know, I was able to swerve back in, and then I was already crawling all the way home. My speed was probably 20 kilometers an hour. That's how slow I was. My legs were shaking, my hands were
Oo,
shaking.
ganun talaga after every accident. Oo, naramdaman ko na yan.
So, umiiyak na ako nun. But, so anyway, I made it to my street. And then right in front of my house, I saw the car.
The Benz, the white Benz.
Saw the beds. So parang, wait, that, that snapped me out of my catatonic state.
Correct.
So as I was approaching slowly, the car pulled away. So I went home, and, so I never, ever,
Never again.
never. So many months had passed, or a few months had passed. I started dating Mon. And so we were making kwento. Then he invited me to his house to have lunch.
Nakita mo yung Benz.
So sabi ko, were you the one following me that
Oh.
I almost got into an accident? And this is what he said. We just started dating, Gia.
Oh.
Yeah, you're so stupid. Well, that's not the right thing to say when you're making ligaw.
That's not what I want to hear. Oo.
So then I realized, so then you're a stalker. And then he wouldn't answer. Are you the one texting me or no? Are you the one beeping me every Tuesday? He goes, yes, I'm the one.
Oh my God, Mon doesn't look like a stalker, ha? He looks like a fine gentleman, like super quiet. Stalker! Pareho kayo ni Maggie Wilson. Grabe. As in, like, pag maganda, sinastalk. Tapos, ano na-feel mo?
Siyempre, kilig, di ba? Biglang haba ng hair ko.
Pero si Mon, pero ang type mo, ganong type ng, kasi syempre, di ba, exposed ka sa mga male models, ganyan, ang gagwapo kaya ng mga batchmates mo na male models, di ba?
Yeah, and they're so much fun. They're so funny. But,
Anong type mo sa lalaki ng time na yon? What's your ideal type of guy?
it's funny. Kasi, the models, when you're in that industry, we were together day in, day out. Ang dami naming trabaho. We're working on different jobs in a day. So they're family to me. And that's how they see me. They're my younger brothers, or they're my kuya.
You never dated a model, Tweetie De Leon?
Never. I only had one ex before Mon.
Sino?
Well, never mind. He's a private citizen.
Private. So, hindi ka nag-date ng model ever? In fairness
Never.
to you. Oh, tapos?
My type, wala naman.
Tisoy. Kasi Tisoy si Mon.
You know what? That's what they tell me because my ex is also Tisoy. So they think my preference is... yun lang ang lumiligaw sa akin.
I can't believe na walang lumigaw sa'yo na hindi Tisoy.
Wala naman. Wala. I don't have very many suitors.
Are you crazy? Really? Oh my God, I remember your preview cover. Basta
I was
nakaganyan ka sa mesa. Teka muna, I remember your preview cover, nakaganyan ka sa mesa, tapos medyo windblown yung hair. Sa Ateneo, pinapasa-pasa yung magazine na yon.
really,
Kasi may cleavage ka doon, di ba? Parang ano ka no? Parang may cleavage ka doon eh.
on.
Naalala mo yung iconic cover mo sa preview?
Yes, of course.
Nakita ko nga yun sa, sa best. Basta, parang yung mga classmates ko, ano pa lang kami noon, parang siguro mga 13. Tapos pinapasa-pasa yung picture mo.
13?
Oo nga! I swear sa Ateneo.
Oh, I was
Ay,
already
sorry!
I
Sorry.
was 2 months married na by then.
Oo. Pero Tweety, you have 3 gorgeous boys. I saw them in Palawan when we saw each other. Parang, how is it different from having Sabina? Ano yung approach mo towards your 3 boys? Kasi di ba si Sabina, yung relationship niyo parang, okay, so ikaw, matuto ka ng mga poses mo, but this is the advice that I will give you. But you have 3 gorgeous, as in like, model, parang, oh my God, I cannot believe how good-looking your boys are.
Thank
Diba?
you.
So anong difference in terms of approach? Wait, are you're living with your kids, diba? In the lockdown? All of them.
Yeah,
Ang saya-saya ng bahay mo.
yeah, super. That's my if there's anything I love about this quarantine, I'm with them 24/7. I'm not wondering where they are.
Oo.
In training, they're not in school, they're not in band practice, they're not making lakwacha, they're not dating. They're here with me. 24/7.
Correct. And
So
they love it.
I don't know, but I do know. Here in this house, ako yung makulit. Ako yung sa akin sila nakukulitan.
Bakit? Bakit ka makulit? Anong kinukulit mo? Like, do the dishes, ganyan, ganon?
No. I make giggle with them. I'm a very tactile person. I love to love to hug. I love to kiss. I smother them here. And,
Eh, matanda na yung mga anak mo. Pwede ka na magkaapo. How old is your eldest?
Sabina's my eldest. She just turned 24 this month.
I love her. Ate! So, perfect. Perfect family setup. Kasi parang Sabina will be able to scold her little brothers, diba?
Yeah. Tries to.
Pero kasi diba yung mga anak mo, may mga girlfriend na, nakita ko sa isang post mo eh. And you're very, para kang Victoria Beckham, diba? Parang supportive ka dun sa mga... Gusto mo ba yung mga pinipeg ko sa'yo? Cindy Crawford, Victoria Beckham, ganyan.
Yeah, I like them both. Yeah,
Pero kasi Tweety, di ba si Victoria Beckham engaged na si Brooklyn?
yeah.
So, pwede na siya maging lola.
So, but yeah, that's well, if they feel they're ready, why not?
Anong feeling mo nung unang nagpakilala sa'yo ng girlfriend yung mga anak mong lalaki?
I prepared myself for it. Kasi talagang I know the feeling of jealousy will creep up. Oh, di ba? Parang you're not the only woman in their lives. But when the day came, I was okay with it. Basta I know these girls treat my boys right, just as I treat them. I teach them to treat the girls right, whether girlfriend or just friends. I teach them chivalry. I want it practiced by my children, even if they don't see it all the time. So yeah, I'm okay.
You allow them to go out.
Even my daughter's boyfriend. Yeah.
Nung pinakilala si Sabina yung Wait, Tweety, nung pinakilala si Sabina yung jowa niya, anong impression mo? Anong reaction mo?
Sabi ko, mabait yan kasi para kami ng birthday eh. Yeah, he's a nice boy. He's a really nice boy. They've been together for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
Palang when did your children find out that you were this big deal of a woman, that you were this multifaceted woman, that you were this supermodel, actress, host, and everything? Ano yung reaction ng mga anak mo when they found out that you were this really big, iconic Filipina beauty thing?
You know, it's not something kasi we discuss in the family. It's not our topic of conversation at home.
Yeah.
Life is outside of the family. They discover it on their own outside. So when they were little, I remember my son asked me, Mom, what why is my classmate asking for your autograph? I don't know. I don't know. So, maybe they saw my commercial from before, long ago.
Eno de Pravia!
Hindi na nila inabot yun. But
you kept the painting. You told me you kept the painting.
I have it. It's here.
You have it?
Mm-hmm. But I cannot find the video online. It's not existent. Sad because I want to show.
Sobrang ganda mo. Sa Eno de Pravia. Maganda ka rin naman now. Pero syempre, ang ganda mo nung Eno de Pravia.
Thank you. Bata pa kasi ko nun eh.
Anyway, so yung mga classmates na umiinom ka na. What are you drinking?
I made myself a whiskey sour.
I was drinking whiskey sour kanina. Anyway, so nalaman ng mga anak mo na sobra kang big deal. Like, you were a fashion icon because of their classmates, diba? Parang before you met the love of your life, you were already something big, diba? Parang you were ahead of your time because not a lot of women were already something before they married the man of their dreams, diba? But after you met Mon, you sort of also came on your own and you became a jewelry designer. Of course, diba? Ikaw, sobra ka naging craftsman. I mean, very crafty. How did you come across becoming a jewelry designer?
You know, because it all happened because when I decided to start a family, I just said I'm giving up modeling. I'm giving up my career because this requires time. And when you're in the modeling industry, when you're in the fashion industry, you don't have control of your time. So I had to sacrifice my career in order to have my family. So happily, I started one, but then while they're sleeping, I have nothing to do. I'm so used to being very busy and doing something and always on the go, always on my feet. I needed to do something. So I found myself some inspiration, and it happened to be a book on jewelry making. And I started practicing. I'm good with my hands. I can.
Yes, crafty.
Okay. Why are you laughing?
Crafty!
Okay, yeah. Gee. Okay. So then that's how it started, because I needed to be productive.
Yes.
Instead of me watching them sleep and waiting for them to wake up, because that was my life for 2 years.
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, kasi magkasunod.
Sunod-sunod ba yung age ng mga anak mo? As in, like, you gave birth, like, every year ka buntis, ganon?
Yeah, it came to a point na nahihiya na akong umamin, buntis na naman ako. You know, my friends would send me photos in our Viber group, old photos.
Parati ka buntis.
Dude, I'm always pregnant. Okay, this time I'm pregnant naman with Nicolas. This one, what year is that? Oh, I'm pregnant with Alfonso. I was always...
Nakakamukha mo yata si Alfonso. Alfonso kamukha mo, di ba?
Hindi na ngayon.
Hindi na.
Yeah.
Alam ko, Tweety, alam mo, nagpunta ako sa Rostans isang beses. Di ba may ground floor sa Glorieta? Bigla ko nila nakita yung, naka-glass box. Sabi ko, oh my God, jewelry designer na si Tweety. So sabi ko parang, wow, isa ka talagang parang you constantly evolve. As in from supermodel, as in pioneer supermodel actress, and then like jewelry designer. Parang, is it a constant, is it a like conscious decision for you to keep evolving? Kasi parang ang dami mo ng facets na nangyari through the years. Supermodel, actress, mother, tapos jewelry designer, tapos you still get to model, and now you're an endorser. Di ba parang, I feel like you are one woman that constantly changes, that constantly transforms. And is it a conscious decision for you? I have to change. Kasi parang di ba dapat kailangan forever nag-evolve?
You know, it's not that you plan it, that you need to change and you need to evolve. It's just that as you get older, you discover different facets of yourself. You
That's true.
find other gifts that you can tap and explore and maybe improve on. So I guess that's what happens. And then if there's something that interests me heavily, I pursue it in the same way that that's how I got into writing, into editorship.
Editing.
Yeah, so and up to now, I try to find other things that interest me. You know, you discover interests by um, no by when you read or when you watch something or when you watch someone, you find yourself deeply involved in what you're seeing. Then you realize there's a deep interest in that. Maybe I can explore it, I can learn it, and if I'm able to hurdle the challenges, then you pursue it. So now I'm also teaching myself another. Uh, well, I have
Ano?
another now, huh?
Ano? What are you teaching yourself?
I'll let you know.
Ha?
I'll let you know.
Sige. Sige. So, syempre, di ba, parang all of us, like, it's a wonderful feeling that you have your family together. Like, I mean, for an indefinite period of time. Kasi, syempre, when you have teenage kids, parang lalabas talaga lahat yan, di ba? But you've always taken family vacations. I mean, the last time I saw you was in El Nido. Pero, syempre, you have everybody at home, di ba? Parang, ano yung Tweety? Kasi, syempre, ikaw, everything that you need to experience as a woman, di ba? Parang ikaw, trailblazer ka talaga. I mean, like, if you think about like OG supermodels and everything, and like, di ba, parang turn actresses, you were one of the pioneers. But now that everything is sort of closed down, like the fashion industry is considered non-essential, which is essentially what your life journey has been. Di ba, parang all of your life, you've been, I mean, like, identified with fashion. And then all of a sudden, parang true naman na hindi naman talaga essential ang fashion industry, di ba? I mean, like, we clothe ourselves every day. But I feel like, di ba, parang when it comes to essentiality, being essential, hindi talaga number one ang fashion. So how do you deal with that in terms of the global pandemic that's going on, considering that accessories, jewelry design, fashion, modeling is your sort of expertise? So how do you feel about that?
You know, you hit it on the head. Exactly. Because there was a time when early on during the quarantine, I already said to myself, the future of my business or my pursuits is in danger because even I, as a consumer, removed from my own business, it's not something that I would invest in right now. The products that I offer, um, it it made me spiral into depression. I really felt bad about it. I would cry about it. I was catatonic. I was thinking how this is gonna survive. But then again, I pull myself out of it by saying I'm still fortunate that even without this, my husband is there to take care of me. But what about the others who are
Yes.
solely relying on this? So the fashion industry had come together.
I know. I see. Nagpo-post ka.
Yes, had come together to help each other out. It's more of a community-centered effort to help out not only the business owners, but the suppliers, the artisans, the everyone involved, um, even the live events group, because fashion heavily relies on live events.
Movement.
Yes, exactly. So my not just mine, everybody's consciousness now is to help each other out. So that's that's the kind of hope and faith that we have right now for our industry and for our pursuits. We know that there will be a tomorrow, but we need to come together and help each other out. Not just about, it's about, we teach each other how to. Hi, are you there?
Yes.
G, you there? Okay, I think naghang.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we need to come
Parang to
together.
slow down. Wait lang.
Yeah.
Ayan. Okay na?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There.
Can you see me? Can you hear me? Am I normal?
Mm-hmm. Freezing every so often.
Okay. Okay. Okay, there.
There. I think
Yeah,
it's
okay,
okay now.
there. I
Yeah.
understand, but I
So,
feel like,
oh,
yeah, but I feel like, Tweety, kasi parang in this time of pandemic, in this time of uncertainty, parang I feel like this is like, even in, like, there are movies made about this, like, even in the time of war, even in the time of uncertainty, art has always been there to rescue humanity in the way that,
correct.
parang, di ba, parang it uplifts the human spirit. And I feel like art is
Yes.
just not fashion. It's not just like, I mean, like, physical art. It's also like the way that we live, di ba? Parang what you do
Mhm.
as artisans, as like ano, it's you cannot discount that. I mean, like, art is
Yeah.
essential in a way that it is our soul. Kaluluwa natin yan, di ba? It is our
Yeah.
soul as people. So I feel like it is very unfair to say that our industry, fashion and arts, and like movies and television shows are not essential because it is the soul of who we are. It is a
Yes.
reflection of our being. So essential din tayo, 'di ba? Tama?
It's essential to our
Tama.
mental,
So anyway,
spiritual being. It's what helps us cope with the everyday and challenges, and you know, uh hi.
hi.
Hi there. Yeah, so as I was saying, it's essential to our mental well-being.
That's true. That's true. Kailangan mo pa rin, 'di ba? In that manner, we are still very essential. Our industries together are still very essential. The arts are
Exactly.
very much alive, 'di ba? The arts are very much alive. I mean, like, even if we're not food, even if we're not industry, but we are still very essential in the terms of like when you're, 'di ba, faced with nothing, you turn to the arts. Tama, may status kasi si Rahul Laurel, 'di ba, sinabi niya, you turn to the arts, 'di ba?
Correct. Diba? When you're quarantined, what do you do to amuse yourself? You watch. You watch,
Yes.
you watch movies. You watch musicals that all of a sudden are free for streaming,
That's
and
true.
that's what you resort
Hamilton.
to
Oh,
feel better,
yes.
to enjoy yourself, to keep your sanity, to remember what happiness is all about, to
That's
what
true.
feeling fulfilled.
That's true. How long have you been married to Bon?
We just celebrated our 25th wedding
Nakita
anniversary.
ko nga yung post mo. Oh my God. Ano yung 25? Silver?
Silver. And we had a
Anong,
very short courtship, ah.
anong binigay niya sa'yo? Silver anniversary.
Kiss. O nga, no? Tanong ko siya mamaya. Pwede pang pahapon.
Kailangan meron. Anyway,
Yeah.
Tweety, di ba syempre parang when you're married and like everybody that I talked to tonight, like Kelly and Maggie, I don't know if you watched, everyone is married, di ba? So syempre, quarantine talaga kayo together, di ba? In 25 years, is there something new that you learned about Mon within the context of the pandemic? And what did he learn about you as well?
Um, you know what? As I was saying, our engagement was very short. From the day we started dating um, to the day we got married, that was 10 months. And it would have been shorter if the church that he wanted to get married in was available. We would have
Okay.
been married in 6 months. So our getting to know period fell during our marriage already. So, some couples start their relationships with a friendship. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
We started with kilig and then got
Yeah.
married, and then we're extending that marriage to friendship. So we're best friends. As I understand, some people in China are already in the NUSA are already filing divorce after this quarantine that they had.
Kasi nakakaano talaga, nakakasawa.
But no, we enjoy each other's company a lot. As a matter of fact, even before the lockdown, we regularly take trips, just the two of us. The kids are
Nakita ko
so
nga,
used to
ano kayo,
that.
nag-Northern Lights kayo. Nag-Northern Lights kayo, di ba?
Yeah. Bucket list. But
Sobrang winner.
whether it's a big trip or a small trip, we 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 do that a lot. The kids are so used to being left behind. Na
Pero
kami,
kasama mo sila sa Palawan, di ba? All of them.
yeah. Pero meron din kaming weekend trip. So where are you guys going? I will just go to Baguio. We'll be back in 2 days.
Ah, sweet.
Or we'll go lang to Tagaytay, and we do that a lot. We have so many alone times together because I realized we up to this time we never run out of things to say to each other. We can be comfortable during quiet moments. Um, we just need to be near each other, and that's enough for us. We just know that he's there, I'm here, we're there for each other, and that's a comforting feeling.
That's very sweet. That's very sweet. So, syempre, the things that you look forward to after quarantine, maybe, like, syempre, not naman in the near future. Syempre, di ba, ibang, like, for a couple like you, parang syempre, di ba, parang nakita nyo na lumaki yung mga anak nyo, they will have their own careers, your kids are great in sports, they win awards, and then Sabina is a supermodel. So, syempre, ang next step na niyan, oh my God, we're gonna be grandparents. Di ba? Parang natural progression. Parang yun na. So parang are you excited to see the next level of your life with Mon? Like, how do you prepare for that?
Well, I'll tell you. Of course, it has crossed our minds. It's not
Oo.
excited about it. But,
Lola Tweetie, ang gwapo ng mga anak mo, ang ganda ng anak mo. So, syempre, magiging lola ka talaga.
pero kasi, the way I see them pa, they're really babies in my eyes pa. As in,
Hindi
I,
na talaga. Swear.
I
Girl,
still
hindi na talaga.
and they still do.
Oo.
We hold hands in the mall. I'm glad that they're not embarrassed to do that. You know how
Eh,
boys,
kasi ang ganda mo naman, di ba? Parang hindi naman ako mahihiya makipag-holding hands kay Tweetie, di ba?
diba, holding hands with the mommy, diba, nahihiya
Siyempre, hindi naman nila alam yun. Parang siguro kung hindi nila kilala, parang, ay, shit, ang ganda ng girlfriend niya, older woman. Parang ganon, di ba?
grabe na babae na yun.
Ay, pero Tweety, my God, bakit ang ganda-ganda mo pa rin? Ano daw yung sikreto?
Sunblock.
Okay, sunblock. Okay,
Sunblock.
70, oo, 70. 75
Yeah.
SPF.
Retinol. Yeah.
Retinol. Okay.
Do. And wala, you know what? Di ba I was telling you kanina, may pagka-control freak ako.
Anal retentive.
Yeah, as in sobra. Like, when I see, kunwari, I don't know, maybe editor's eyes, pag meron akong nakitang typo, naku, masakit na yung ulo ko.
Ay, pareho tayo, girl. Ganyan din ako. As in, like, nakikita ko talaga.
Parang natutusok.
Anyway. Oh.
But anyway, so, yeah, but loosening up about control, letting go of what you can't control,
Yes.
releasing stress. And that's part of, living free. Living,
That's beautiful.
yeah. I think that was a big portion, a big part in my growing old that I had to undertake.
Older. Hindi ka pa old, my God. Isa ka pa
Old na.
iconic, Cindy Crawford. Wait,
Old
as
na.
a last question, oh my God, one hour na tayo nagchichikahan, girl.
1 hour na, kulang pa. Extend na.
Naramdaman, gusto mo ba mag-extend? Anyway, Tweety, as a last question, kasi syempre, di ba, parang in this whole scheme of things, everything is changing, the whole world has stopped, and we are sort of finding our balance in terms of like going out into the world again. Di ba, parang we are managing our risks, especially you have 4 kids, you have a husband, and you have a career to think about. Di ba, parang as a multifaceted woman, how is love and how does love fall into the equation in terms of life in the pandemic and post-pandemic? Paano mo nakikita yung buhay ng mga tao in terms of like matatapos tong pandemic na to, paano natin ipipick up yung buhay natin? Like in terms of your business, your life, your children, how do we get ourselves back together when this is finally over?
We need to pivot our lives and our consciousness, our awareness from what it used to be. There has to be a change in our mindset, a change in how we look at other people, and we need to remember that whatever it is that we do or say has a direct and strong impact on people near and far from you. And given that, we have to be more conscious about what we're going to do next. That's something to think about right now, so that when the opportunity to move on comes along, we're prepared and we're not feeling our way around as to how we should go about it. Now we should already plan how to pivot from what we used to be and what we used to do in order for this to be a better world. I'm starting to sound serious, but it really is a chance to reboot the world, but most especially ourselves, our mind, our spirit. And the message of this pandemic really to me is we're all in this together, and this is the only way to get out of this is to be together. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Bakit hindi ka na Miss Universe? Pwede ka manalo. Thank you so much to my life peg, beauty peg, everything peg. Like, every time I see this girl, like, wala akong ibang sinasabi na parang life peg, life peg. Every time I see Tweety, she's my life peg. And I just want to thank you for talking to us. I want to thank you for staying up at 10 p.m. Sabi ko kasi gusto ko talaga last si Tweety.
But before we say goodbye, I want to say something to you because I got the chance to say this to you. Kasi when we
1
say,
minute 40 seconds, 1 minute 40 seconds as a Miss Universe contestant.
okay, may ano, no, short lang, because when we see each other out, you're really this bubbly, social girl na, busy with different people. So I don't get to chat with you after hi, hello. But what I really want to tell you is you're a very amazing woman to me because you've achieved the balance of serious and fun, friends and family, play.
Right.
No, I'm naiiyak also because mababa talaga luha ko. But, I just want to let you know, I'm sure you know this already, that you've inspired many people, those who follow you, your millions of followers. And I want you to know that includes me.
I love you. 40 seconds.
You,
I don't want us to be cut, but I love you. You're my life peg. You know that.
well, I just want to say you're a perfect blend of serious and silly and casual and clever.
Thank you for talking to me, Tweetie De Leon-Gonzalez. I love you. You're my life peg forever.
And
Bye-bye. Good night. I'm sorry I let you stay up this long.
no, 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 not at all. I'm happy to be with you. Good night,
I'm
Rhea.
happy to be with you too. Thank you. Bye.
Your watcher.